Hello, and welcome to the Talk Light podcast. Today I'm joined by Ben. Good. And Kieran.
Hello. Sorry.
Hello.
So this is another episode of What They Mean to Me. So Kieran, why Oasis are your favourite band?
Well, in my opinion, Oasis are arguably the biggest band of a generation. When they arrived on the scene, early 90s, arrived on the scene, obviously Noel and Liam, people go to see them like still nowadays, older generation, younger generation. You go to the gigs and you see people there from all sorts of backgrounds. They bring people together. And obviously they've still got a large following today. Like you still see, there's Liam still pulling crowds of 40, 50,000 to gigs. Yeah. Noel had his gig over in London, London, which has been called off, but due to current circumstances. But even then, still sold out very big crowds.
Nice.
That's true.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, there's like no like real like main reason why you get into them. They're just amazing. Like, let's be honest. But what got you into Oasis? Like, what do you remember like the first time perhaps you maybe like heard them, or like was there like a moment where you're like, oh my god, like Oasis are like what is this? You know what I mean? Like, what was that moment?
Yeah, definitely. I was probably when I was in school, probably my early teen years. I was always just like, never really had a favourite genre or nothing. I was just floating between lots of different stuff. Obviously, you're always aware of your classics like your Wonderwall, you Don't Look Back in Angers and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And it was actually, I was listening to Time Flies, Oasis compilation actually of all their classics. I got listening to that, and that was the first album actually I ever paid with my own pocket money actually. So
really?
then I started delving deeper into all the Oasis tunes, and I thought, you know, this is right for me. This is right. So that really kick-started my.
You could definitely have picked a worse album to buy as well. Like my first album was Hoosiers, so that was
mate, same.
Was it actually Trick the Light?
Yeah, bang. I got. Which one did I get?
Great album, to be fair.
I got the blue one because they had them in different colours.
No, I had it in yellow.
Oh right, yeah.
To be fair, good album, but not quite time.
They were they're different caliber. You know.
I would have picked up a little bit, but only tiny bit all the time.
But you know, from Reading,
time flies, man. Pretty good shout, to be fair. Like, pretty great. But yeah, go on, Harry. What is the next question?
The next cue. Well, what is your favourite tune? Obviously, that's quite a hard question to like pick one, but everyone's got one. So, what is yours?
Okay, well, obviously for a band with so many songs, it's very hard to choose. I mean, but it often drifts. But at the moment, probably I'd say I always find myself circling back to Whatever, which is a B-side to Maybe. It's a song that, I guess it just means a lot to me. It's one of the first ones I found out, and it's just the whole theme of the song is just the lyrics, you're free to be wherever you want, to say what you want. It's just, it allows you to just unlock yourself, sort of thing, really.
Yeah.
And obviously, Talk Tonight's always up there, which is a very good show during the show. And obviously, Stand By Me, Acquiesce, Don't Go Away. So, which I guess is more of the heart Oasis song.
Pretty big live as well, aren't they?
Yeah, Stand By Me. Very
but that's the
song.
thing, like Munich as well, weren't we? You were saying it was Stand By Me, wasn't it? He play it live in Munich?
He did.
And I was like, it won't be that good. And to be fair, it's probably the best song he did all night, to be fair.
Liam's current remaster of it is very, very good, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. 100%. But yeah, Whatever's a great tune. Any others, like, obviously Talk Tonight. I don't know if that's because you're on the podcast or you're trying to get that in there. Like, that's where the name comes from.
Yeah.
Scoring brownie points.
Well,
quick question as well, actually. What is your least favourite Oasis song?
That's a good shout. Yeah.
Like, just to throw you off, like.
Still a hard one, isn't it? Because
I'm not
100%.
too big of a fan of the last record, if I'm honest, Dig Out Your Soul, I think.
Yeah.
But it was evidently clear that there was a big rift between Noel and Liam at this point, and Noel's heart weren't in it, and it didn't feel right really for me. So
That's-
Dig Out Your Soul is Waiting for the Rapture. I think it's on that album. I like that one, but the rest is a bit. It doesn't suit me at all.
To be fair though, it's weird you say that because it's got I'm Out of Time on it, and that is a tune.
Yeah, I failed to
I
kiss
mean,
it.
it's not the worst album ever. Like, it's still pretty good. It's not quite Oasis like caliber, really.
No, they dipped off. They did dip with it. Yeah, I think that's the tour I saw Oasis on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you're the only one to actually have seen like proper Oasis.
It's alright for some.
Right, I think, yeah, innit? It's still a pretty good, like, but I've seen Oasis, so, just pepper it in there,
Yeah, just a little bit, yeah.
But yeah, so obviously you've named your favourite songs. What about albums? Like, what is your favourite? Like, is there one, like, I know, like, they've got some pretty good albums. Like, what if you had to, like, pick your top three?
Oh, well, the first three albums, I don't think any band will ever reach that sort of quality from their first three albums, full stop, in my opinion. My favourite, if I had to pick number one, drifts between What's the Story and Be Here Now, actually. Definitely Maybe is in third for me. What's the Story, Morning Glory, it's very in-your-face rock and roll, and the lineup on it, Hello, Roll With It, Wonderwall, Don't Look Back in Anger. That is incredible. First four songs. You've got
a little bit
Morning Glory
just a little.
And you've got Morning Glory, Casting a Shadow a bit later on, which are also very, very big tunes. But Be Here Now as well. It's an album with two sides as well, which is kind of a theme modern days as well. The start of the album is very in your face rock and roll, but you've got different sides to it as well. You've got, again, Don't Go Away, Stand By Me, probably very good tune as well. So
it's a bit more chilled, isn't it? Like a little bit.
Yeah.
A bit more mellow compared to like the other two.
And All Around the World as well. So obviously some very different styles, but still the same album. Still fits the sound very well.
See, I really like Be Here Now. Like as an album, I think it gets a lot of stick, and I think it's the album that Noel really doesn't like. I think he said if he could redo it, he'd make all the songs shorter, which they are long. Like I think there's one that's like 9 minutes that's Around the World, and that's just long, isn't it?
Yeah.
For a song. Like I listened to like half of it, and I've pretty much listened to it now.
And we're like, oh, that's the song. Still halfway through. That's quite an interesting one because, like, I mean, let's be honest. Like, obviously, the first two albums usually are like everyone's like, these are the best. And what's the point?
Yeah.
But it's quite interesting to sort of see that, like you said, like Be Here Now, like it just gets a lot of unnecessary stick compared to the first. You know what I mean?
It does.
Still goes under the radar.
Always a trickiest.
And yeah, 100%. A lot of bands can't hack it. Like, there's not many bands that can really.
No.
Oasis can, like Arctic Monkeys can. Bands like, for example, Catfish or singing Catfish, they just can't hack it, can they?
No, they can't.
I have to get Catfish in there at one point.
I hate to go back to them, but
sorry, I didn't want to be the one to bring Catfish.
No,
I could not. Like, I just had to.
We've been getting some stick about it, actually, to be fair.
Really? I mean, I like Catfish. I'm sorry, but I just don't like the third album.
We'll give them still a very good live. They're still very good live.
Yeah, right. They're pretty decent live, I guess. But we're not here for Catfish.
No, we're not here for the fish.
We're not.
So yeah, you mentioned that.
I shouldn't have brought them up.
It's fine. It's fine. It was going to happen. I was closer to bringing it up earlier, but
I saw in your eyes, like.
Yeah, I was like, how could I do it? It's like, don't say it. Don't say it.
Please don't say it. Like, just hold yourself.
Yeah, so you mentioned you've seen Liam in Munich. Have you seen Noel? Both of you, amazing. Have you seen Noel live at all?
Yeah, I've seen Liam 7 times actually. I've seen Noel twice actually. So I've done a count. I've seen a total of 4 members of Oasis live. Liam, obviously Noel. Obviously Liam tours with Bonehead as well, doesn't he? And Noel has Jim Archer on his set. Yeah. So the 4 members is close enough. So we're doing well. So Liam, probably our best gig either, probably Finsbury Park actually. Which that weekend means the most to me as well, because I saw Liam in Finsbury Park on the Friday. Me and my mate stayed in Luton, got on the airplane. Next day, went up to Glasgow, saw Liam again. The Transmit as well. Went to the festival the following day, which sounds amazing. But he actually played the same set both times, so it little bit.
It's almost like you should have stayed. It's almost like you should have stayed in London for that, but you didn't. So it doesn't
No, sorry, I like good music. That's why I'm here. Sorry.
That's a controversial one on the old podcast here.
My heart's just sang.
You've heard it live. Well, it won't be live, but yeah, you know.
Yeah. See, this is the thing with Liam and Noel. Like Liam, when you watch him live, do you not think it's literally just like watching Oasis? Like, he don't really change it up much. Whereas like Noel, like he puts an entirely new spin on.
That's what I was thinking, because
stuff,
like,
you know what I mean. Like, it's as much as it seems that Noel gets a lot of hate and he can do whatever he wants, but like it's quite nice to see that Noel's trying to change it up a bit and just like freshen it up. You know what I mean? Like as much as like we really, when we went to Munich to see Liam Gallagher, it was class. Like it was a great gig. It's exactly what you want. Like, but like Noel, as much as like he changes it up, it is still quite like it's still a really good gig, isn't it? Like he's still incredibly good live, and it's quite interesting to see him sort of how he's changed over time and like try to like create something new for himself. You know what I mean? He doesn't need to as well. Like he's not in it for the money. He just wants to do it. It's like he's got enough money. He's like but it's just. I mean, I think that's like quite an important thing, that like they're not doing the same thing. It's like both of them could just be doing like Oasis songs and just like doing it like they would, whereas like Noel's just literally trying to change it up and be completely different. You know what I mean?
Liam's still true to his Oasis, but Noel took a more classical. He wants a more rounded sound, if you know what I mean, like more instruments, just less edge, which always saw him.
A little bit more experimentation, maybe.
You're sorry.
A little bit more experimentation than Liam.
His light stuff gets a little bit of stick, but it's not too bad, to be fair. I quite like it. It's very good to chill out to, I think.
Yeah.
Which
it's a bit hit and miss, isn't it? Like it's not to everyone's taste, but that's understandable. But it's still good though.
Yeah,
like, I can't remember. He's been releasing some little like B-sides and stuff, and or like little. I don't know. I haven't really been following what Noel Gallagher's been doing in recent months, but like the songs he has been releasing have actually been quite good.
He just releases little EPs, doesn't he? Like,
they're quite interesting to listen to. It's not like I'd return to them by like over other stuff, but it's still quite nice to listen to.
So you got your Little Rising, your Black Star Dancing, which are very good tunes as well. Not too sure, but those are pretty good tunes. I'm a fan of his experimentation to an extent.
Yeah.
So I mean, slot that in his somewhere. It'll fit in easily with the sound that he's creating at his new gigs nowadays. Easily.
So, like, out of the two, who would you say you prefer?
My heart's always with Liam. I do apologise. It's always
it's your opinion, isn't it? Like, it's one of those things, you know. It's just, I think he appeals more to the younger generation because of how active he is on like social media. Like, I think that's massively helped his solo career massively. Like,
yeah, definitely.
That's why I feel like he's always tweeting absolute nonsense. Like, as you were, come on, whatever it is.
He just doesn't care. Like, is it just me? Like, I just love it. He just hasn't really changed. Like, he just never has. He's like, I don't care. Like, he just says what he wants, and that's. Like, I respect him for that.
He hasn't changed.
I know why people
grown up in a sense as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
like,
he's a lot more.
A lot, but like, it's still the same old Liam. Like, at the end of the day,
he's a lot more fan orientated nowadays, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's very much
less drugs and alcohol and like self-centeredness, but like he's still the same old Liam, really.
Yeah, it's always got to be Liam for me. Always.
I'd agree. So, what about, actually, quickly, with the favourite tunes, what about like the solo stuff? Favourite Liam song, favourite Noel song? Just quickly.
Oh, Noel song, without even thinking, If I Had a Gun. That is just Noel's whole first album is incredible, to be fair. If I Had a Gun.
Really good.
You could put so many different styles on that song, it'll still work, but his acoustic, If I Had a Gun, is just incredible. Liam, second album all the way. Very big fan of that album. So if I had to pick one, once I know it's very repetitive on the radio. It's that song, but once is a very good tune. But if I had to pick one that wasn't so obvious, Gone. I'm a very big fan of Gone as well.
Yeah, Gone's a tune.
Yeah,
I think that's my favourite as well. Actually, off the apart from Once, like Once and Gone are the biggest off that second album.
It's quite a,
in my opinion,
quite a controversial choice, that one, because like a lot of people say it's quite bland and boring. You know,
what Gone or
no, just the second album in general.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, I like it, but I like compared to his first.
I've started earlier with albums having two sides. The first half is very rock and roll heavy, but the second half is a lot more slower, more acoustic. And I think I chose Once because you see it live and it's like the whole crowd's on their feet, the whole crowd's just singing along to it, and it's a very powerful song. So the second album does it all the way for me. Nothing against As You Were, the first album's got to be the first one.
Yeah.
The second 100%.
For me, my favourite Liam tune is probably For What It's Worth. I mean, it's just a banging song, or Paper Crown, maybe.
Yeah.
If I know, it's probably If I Had a Gun. Just that's it, really. Just no statement really needed with it. It's just such a beautifully written song, isn't it?
Big song.
That would definitely be the Wall B-side if I was Oasis still. If I had it.
Definitely. But last but not least, the big question.
This is the big one.
The big topic when it comes to Oasis. An Oasis reunion. Like, are you for it or against it? Like, what's your thoughts on that? Like,
well, as someone who's probably fits into the younger generation I touched on earlier, the people who go into Oasis, my heart says yes, purely because I've never seen Oasis before. I've seen them separately, but it wouldn't be the same as seeing them live. It would just be incredible. And if they were to do a reunion, they'd probably be the biggest band in the world, in my opinion. They come back, it would be headline news all across the world. The tickets will be probably very expensive.
I was going to touch on the tickets actually. Like, I just think it would be like 90. I reckon.
Oh yeah,
probably just go over 100. I reckon. Yeah.
That's just the booking fees as well.
Yeah.
That's a bold statement to say they'd be the biggest band in the world. Like if they made a reunion, do you generally think they'd be bigger than Catfish and the Bottom? Like if you're just like being serious about it,
it might give
you really think.
Run. But in spite of what's said, my head says no. I don't want an Oasis reunion. I think we've touched on it already. Liam stayed with his old self, but Noel's gone a different direction.
Yeah, I just don't think it wouldn't work with it now. I think because Liam would just be very much stuck in rock and roll, whereas Noel is, like you said, more experimental. So I just don't think it just wouldn't happen. It's too different.
You can't recreate the old magic, can you?
No.
But,
I just think it'd ruin it. Like, it just put a damper on everything and be like, hey, we did a reunion, and they're like, okay, cool.
It'd be very much like Stone Roses-esque, wouldn't it? Like, but probably maybe a little bit. I don't know. It's hard. Stone Roses were massive, weren't they? But
it's not a very Oasis thing to do, to just have a reunion. Like, it's not very rock and roll, is it? So it wouldn't be what the band are about, really. You know what I mean?
They've built a legacy, and it should stay untouched for
So like, if they did, if they did, right, what the gig? What do you think the gigs would be? Do you think it'd be like a couple of nights at Wembley, some at the Etihad, obviously?
They could do a whole week at Wembley and still sell out every single ticket. I definitely think that easily.
Yeah.
I reckon you'd get even people who probably aren't very big Oasis fans just clamouring just to see what the hype is about, because it will be very big news if it were to happen.
It would be massive. Yeah, it would be.
They just sell out Nebworth for like a whole year.
I can't tell what way they would go. Like, I don't know if they would just generally just put on like just a massive outdoor gig, just for like a couple of nights. Or like,
I mean, if you think about it, like
tickets, it'd be the 4% of the world.
Yeah, no, innit? It'd be so many people. Do you not reckon that if they were to do like a reunion, they'd just go on like a huge like world tour? And
Yeah,
not
they
necessarily
were.
milk it, but like just so like everyone can like at least like every like sort of part of the world can sort of be like, oh, this is Oasis. Like, you know what I mean? Like they could do like London, they could do like Paris, and then they could like fly to like Moscow, and then do like Bangkok or something, and then like Sydney, and then like, you know what I mean? Like just sort of so like everyone gets a taste.
I think they would, yeah. I
Yeah.
think they would. But here's a bit different now, isn't it? I feel like I don't know what they do here. But I wouldn't know if it'd be like a proper massive outdoor gig at like Hyde Park or something. Or they just do Wembley like for like 5 nights or whatever it is. But who knows?
I mean, they've got so many fans. Like you don't. It's like, how big can you go? Like, you know what I mean? There's not much bigger than Wembley, really, is there?
No.
Like, if you think about it. So I think they just have to do Wembley for like 5 nights or something.
Yeah. Which isn't bad. I saw Stone Roses there.
Yeah.
Like a few years back, but it was good.
Both of you did, didn't you?
I went to that as well.
They only did the one day, didn't they?
They only did the one night. Yes.
That's mad, isn't it?
I don't want to think about that. Like, that's one of the gigs. Me and my mate decided to go to see Tudor Cinema Club instead. Great gig, but it just wasn't Tudor. It wasn't Stone Roses, and that's one of my regrets in life.
That is a rookie error there. Ben,
yeah.
Because,
all right, leave it out.
No. Hear me out, because like Tudor, right? They're going to be around for a while.
I love them. Yeah, I know. It wasn't. If it helps, it wasn't just my choice. It was my mate's choice as well.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, like, still doesn't like justify it, but
no.
Bad idea. I'm sat here with a Stone Roses poster staring me in the face. I just feel like I've let them down.
I don't think they will do anything again, personally.
No.
I think they've done. His voice has gone a little bit as well. Like Ian Brown's voice has gone a little bit.
Little bit.
Just don't know. It just seems.
I mean, it's literally just to see them, isn't it? It's like
it's like, I see
be
them
there in the moment. Exactly.
And I think it was generally just like a quick cash grab, wasn't it?
Do you reckon?
Yeah, they knew they'd set it out, which they did.
Yeah. Still, it's good fun, isn't it? Like, there's worse things to spend your money on, isn't there? Really,
there is. Indeed, there is.
Yeah.
Indeed. Right. So, thank you very much for joining, Kieran. It was really good chatting to you about Oasis and all that.
No problem.
Right. It's been the Talk Tonight podcast, and you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Spotify, and YouTube, believe it or not.
It's all linked down below.
It will be linked. Hit the notification.
Here, point down. They need to know where to find.
Yeah, just in case, hit the bell so you know, notified when we get the video drops. So thank you for listening, everyone. Really appreciate it. We recently
Thanks, Kieran.
Cheers, thank you very much.
I'll just say we recently just hit 207 subscribers at this point of recording. Yeah,
we're doing bits, lads.
Doing bits. No, I'll say it's a small step.
Subscribing, guys.
Yeah, that is magical. So thank you very much. Have a good evening. Stay safe. Stay alert. Hide behind a tree if you see that corona coming. Have a good night. Cheers.
Cheers.